Hello and welcome to my channel, Exceedingly Good Reviews. This is my review of my thoughts on Impact Wrestling from the 29th of September 2020. I'll give a run through of what occurred on the show and then give my overall thoughts on the show. So let's begin. The first match of the night, it's Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary taking on the team of Neva and Havoc. I like these two teams. Why does Impact Wrestling not have a tag team division, a knockouts tag team division? I do not know. They deserve one. They need one. They've got a wealth of female talent on their roster. So these are four top wrestlers here. The big, powerful Neva and Havoc. But in their own right, Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary are quite powerful as well within their own rights. Like I said, this was a good match, really good opener to the show. I really enjoyed the match. Ended up with Taya hits the road to Valhalla on Neva and pins her to win. So Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie win the match ultimately. They're attacked by Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan after the match, furthering a feud there. And then Neva and Havoc make the save. They chase off Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. So, yeah, like I said, there's a wealth of talent within this women's division here in Impact Wrestling. So, you need more than just the Knockouts title to compete for. Bring in Knockouts tag team titles. Bring them back, should I say. We get the Good Brothers backstage telling a story to some security guards or some friends of theirs or whatnot. The Motion Machine Guns interrupt, ultimately, are we going to get a future match for the tag team titles? That's how it's looking between these two teams. Caleb with a K is in the ring and he introduces his client, the lady he's the photographer for, Tennille Dashwood. So second match of the night is Tennille Dashwood taking on Jordan Grace, rematch from last week. Jordan Grace, she starts off the match fast, hitting hard, striking down Tennille Dashwood. Kayla with a K attempts a couple of times for the distraction to help Tennille, but ultimately Jordan locks her into a submission attempt and Tennille taps. So Jordan Grace gets her win back from the previous week. Good for her. This feud looks like it will continue. Actually, it will continue because they're having a match at Victory Road, but that's something else. We see Moose backstage. Moose asking security guy, have you seen EC3? And this security guy tells him, yeah, he's got his own locker room. He's in there. He's in his own room. Moose goes in. It's not EC3. It's some other random person. But then we get the whole EC3 footage on the wall, teasing Moose, saying that next week I am going to burn this TNA Impact Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to burn it. We're going to have a funeral for the belt and you are invited. A funeral for the title. That'll be interesting. Can't wait to see that next week. I am actually, that sounds sarcastic, but I am actually interested to see what they do with this. We then get footage of Rich Swann training, coming back from his injury suffered at the hands of Eric Young, and his doctors are really impressed. Good for you. It's just a way of keeping him ticking over while they wait for Bound for Glory to come around and his match with Eric Young for the Impact Wrestling Championship. Will it be Eric Young, though? We don't know. That he competes against. We also then get footage of Heath Slater. Is it Heath Slater? Or is it Heath Miller now? We get footage of Heath and Rhino backstage. The hashtag for Heath. Hashtag Heath for Impact, sorry. Love it. Love this whole gimmick. Last week there was a great video package done by these two. If you can find it, please. If I can find it, I'll try and link it into this video because, my lord, it was a fantastic. It made me chuckle. I was laughing out loud to this video. It was great. Save the Rhino. Save Rhino. Hashtag Heath for Impact. But yeah, so I like this little video, and Rhino's on about the money that he's raised, to try and help get this contract with Impact Wrestling that Heath wants. Who attacks them? Reno Scum. Reno Scum attack them, take their money and give it to Hernandez. We then see Rhino backstage talking to Scott D'Amore, and he demands a match. And Scott D'Amore decides, okay, at Victory Road you can have a match, but it'll be unsanctioned. Heath and Rhino taking on Reno Scum. Unsanctioned match. Okay, next we get a match. The third match of the night. It's the Rascals. It's Dez and it's Wes Des and Wes of the Rascals taking on the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. Yeah, there's been some history between these teams. The Rascals don't feel like the Good Brothers take them seriously. I still don't think they'll take them seriously. Some good offense. The Good Brothers have the power. The Rascals have the speed and the agility. But ultimately, the Magic Killer is hit on Des, and Doc pins him. The Good Brothers win the match. End this feud. So, the Good Brothers win here against the Rascals. Then see Brian Myers backstage. He sees Tommy Dreamer backstage. We have like an old style Western standoff, a Mexican standoff, if you will. And it ultimately leads to a match being set up for Victory Road between these two. Okay. Fourth match of the night, it's Johnny Swinger taking on Fallah Bahh. Winner gaining the right to be Johnny Bravo's best man at his wedding to Rosemary. Okay, the most of the cast of Wrestle House are ringside. It's Johnny Bravo's wedding party. You've got the Deaners there. You've got Aaliyah Edwards. She's the Crazy Steve. So, yeah, this was a fun match. Johnny Swinger ended up using Crazy Steve's little crazy monkey that he's got as a weapon and beats Fallah Bahh. But Johnny Bravo spotted this, tells the ref, you're going to restart the match, which he does. And Fallah Bahh ultimately wins. So Fallah Bahh, I'm guessing he's Johnny Bravo's best man. So then next up, Eddie Edwards comes down to the ring to cut a promo. He wants answers. He wants to know who attacked him last week. He thinks it's Eric Young. Lights go out. Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan's on the top of the ramp. Oh my. Was it Sami Callihan who attacked? Sami Callihan is adamant he didn't attack Eddie Edwards. But he knows who did. Presses the button, lights go out. When they come back on, Ken Shamrock is in the ring. Ken Shamrock starts to attack Eddie Edwards. Ken Shamrock locks the ankle lock onto Eddie Edwards. What's going on here? Ken Shamrock shouts, "Get out of my way." Get out of my way? What's this all about? Where's this come from? Maybe we'll learn more next week. We get a little backstage segment with Susie and Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray gives Susie a gift. More teasing here of Susie becoming Sue Young once again. I like this whole character dynamic where she's constantly on the edge. Is she turning? Isn't she? Will she? Won't she? It'll be interesting to see what happens there. She's got a match at Victory Road against Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Knockout title, so that'll be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens there. The final match of the night, the fifth and final match of the night, it was the North. Josh Alexander and Ethan Page, love this team, taking on the team of Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. I like this team too. Madman Fulton just dominates the match early on. He's a dominant force. The match flips once Ace Austin comes into the match. Ace Austin does get some offense in, but being the smaller guy, the North can take advantage of that and start to work their way back into the match, start dominating and isolating Ace Austin. Like I said, it was a good match, great match. They ended up doing a double team move on Ace Austin after they got rid of Madman Fulton on the outside. And they win the match. The North wins the match. Good for the North. But then out comes the Good Brothers. Ace and Fulton attack the Good Brothers from behind. The Motor City Machine Guns come down. There's a big brawl between all four of these teams. The North, the Motor City Machine Guns, the Good Brothers, Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. I'd like to see it Bound for Glory, a 4-way tag match for the Impact Tag Team titles. But yeah, so ultimately this was a decent show. It wasn't as good as last week's. Last week's was the better show. I should have done a review on last week's, but I'm doing a review on this week's. Ultimately, yeah, it was a good show. It leads in, builds more matches for Victory Road. I don't know why they're doing a Victory Road show though. It just seems to be a speed bump on the way to Bound for Glory. Because you've already got matches that have potentially been made for Bound for Glory, and now you've got these new matches being made for Victory Road, like the women's title match. It looks like it was going to be Kylie Ray challenging Deonna Purrazzo, but then now it's Susie against Deonna Purrazzo. So if Susie wins, she wins the belt. So then does it become Susie against Kylie Ray or what at Bound for Glory? Eric Young, defending the Impact Heavyweight Championship against Eddie Edwards at Victory Road, but he's already got his match booked against Rich Swann at Bound for Glory. So like I said, I mean, why announce matches for Bound for Glory if you're going to do this Victory Road show? Do the Victory Road show first, build for that, and then from there, build for Bound for Glory. I don't like the whole, this is your title match, but is it? Because potentially this could happen here. No, I don't like it. So, but yeah, this as a show as a whole was a good show. It wasn't as good as last week's. So if I had to give it a star rating out of 5-star, this would have to be a 2-star. I've given a lot of 2-star ratings so far. People might in the comments let me know that I'm harsh, and if that is your opinion, let me know. But ultimately, I mean, I don't know how I can rate this any higher. None of the matches were major standouts for me. I did enjoy the main event, especially the brawl at the end and what that means going forward. Like I said, I'd like to see a full-way tag match for the Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles. But yeah, as a whole, this show, I mean, last week, there was a standout match that I really enjoyed that I'd give a star rating to, but on its own. But this, like I said, I'm clutching at straws really for the main. I mean, there's only 5 matches here to choose from, and I'm struggling to pick which one was my favourite. Like I said, the main event would be the one I'd pick, but it wasn't majorly standout. I mean, it could have been Tennille Dashwood against Jordan Grace. It could have been the first match, Valkyrie and Rosemary taking on Neva and Havoc. They were all decent matches, enjoyable matches, but nothing stand out and great. I think this show was just used to further develop Victory Road, which for me is just a speed bump. I will be watching Victory Road if I can, and I will do a review on the show for you guys. But yeah, ultimately that's my thoughts on this show. It was a 2-star show. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, and you'll get lots more wrestling content going forwards. I'll be posting a prediction show for the matches at Victory Road, and yeah, so please check that one out when it goes live, and yeah, stay classy.